What's going on, everyone? Today we have former NFL player Dom Cook, and he's going to talk about Section 6 football and the NFL, UB, a bunch of things. So we're going to get started. My first thing was, who do you think the top three teams in large school is in Section 6 right now?
Ooh. Right off the jump, huh? You gonna start the show like that? Me, I got a lot of guys that I seen growing up. I watched them, I followed them their whole entire career of youth football. So I know a lot of teams, a lot of players that's out there. So I'm gonna go with, of course,
Mhm.
Bennett High School, of course.
Yeah.
Canisius, also I know a lot of those guys. And even though they lost a couple games they shouldn't have lost, I'm still gonna stick St. Joe's in there.
All right.
Still
Yeah, I
gonna stick
like
it in
that.
there.
Yeah. What did you think about the Bennett Lancaster game this past weekend?
Oh, great game. We already knew it was going to happen. Those two have a great history of great games all the time. A lot of both teams lost a lot of key players that were seniors last year, so it was a big expectation, or we were just wondering what was going to happen, and we didn't. I didn't think it was going to be that close. That was a close game,
Yeah.
very close game with all the talent that Bennett has. So hats off to Lancaster coaches and players for that.
Hmm. Yeah, and then obviously it usually happens every year where those two teams end up making it to the section. If
Mhm.
that does happen, who do you think takes it out?
I'm still gonna go with Bennett. It's so much talent in the skill position area. I know their line is a little bit younger, but the skill makes up for a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's so many guys you have to worry about.
yeah. Then it's been a juggernaut for so long.
Long time. That's a great job. I mean, we got one state championship. Hopefully, they get everything on track and push for another one.
Yeah. So we talked about large school. I want to talk about small school now. Who do you think the top three teams to beat are in the small school divisions?
Small school. Lackawanna is number one.
Mm,
If I could, I would put them at all three. They're so deep. Marcus Rivers was my former teammate. You know, I played with him at UB.
mm,
He's very knowledgeable. He's been a guy. He made the Green Bay Packers tryout practice squad for a while. So he has a very high IQ in football. He's a great coach. The kids love him. They just have Bennett's former quarterback, Sherrod Bernard. He's there. He hasn't played yet because he has an injury. But once he comes back, that just puts them on another level,
mm,
like way above, like up top. CSP, they look good. Of course, they just played each other.
mm.
It was a great game. What was that? 10 point victory for Lackawanna.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And Lackawanna is like in small school. They're like the Bennett for small schools. They have so much talent, so many guys they can go through. Have a couple D1 guys, I believe, on that team. So for CSP to come out and play like that, first game they're meeting, I look forward to if they make it to see each other in the playoffs. So those guys are good. And I did have health science up there, but that loss knocked them out.
Hmm.
Uh, Three is a toss up. It's so many teams that are competing in the small schools right now. So I'm gonna just go one and two,
Yeah.
Lackawanna and CSP.
Yeah. I think that's a fair decision. I saw that Lackawanna had the leading in Section 6 leading sacks and TFLs. Sam, I don't know how to pronounce his last name though. It's like IK. And
Yeah, I just say Sam, Big Sam.
he's a freak. He had 9 sacks and 25 TFLs in 3 games.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's insane.
ridiculous.
So
Ridiculous.
you have that on defense, and then to follow with Tyrone Clark, who has 1,000 yards in 4 games.
Mm,
So
yeah,
that is insane. He's aiming for 2,000, and I think he will reach that.
yeah. Especially including the playoffs. I think he
Oh
probably could.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah. So I was gonna talk about Tyrone Clark. What do you think his main best attribute is? Like he's such a dominant runner. He's powerful. He's
Mhm.
fast. What do you think his best attribute of his running back is?
He is a baller. He can do everything you want. I was with him at the Syracuse camp this summer. He did whatever he wanted. He won every route that he ran. He did great in the drills. His best attribute is him wanting to win. He wants to win every game. He wants to embarrass everybody he plays against. And those guys are very difficult, especially when they're very talented as he is and athletic as he is. He works hard all summer. But the guys who want to win, like Kobe and Jordan, Kobe and Jordan will always be remembered because of how they wanted to win.
Mhm.
They wanted to win so bad, so they pushed themselves. And Ty is the same exact way.
Yeah. So, talking about running backs, there's so many good young running backs in Western New York.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have to be a ranking, but who
Mm-hmm.
are some running backs in Western New York up and coming that you see? Like obviously, I would say like Kimball. I'd say
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone Clark. Like who are a couple running backs that you think are up and coming that are going to be big players in Section 6?
Of course, you just named the top two right there in my eyes. Thankfully, my son got the ball a lot Saturday. He
Yep.
showed the world what he can do. Hopefully, that turns up a little more. You get that going. Bam, of course.
Mm,
Bam from what is that? South Park. Of course, he has the record.
mm-hmm.
So of course, you got to put him on the list. You have to. He has the record holder for New York rushing yards and touchdowns, I believe, in one game.
I
If
think
I
it
can
was
remember.
14 rounds.
Okay. So yards will take that.
Yeah. That was a rough game because I'm on the Iroquois Redhawks. So
Mhm.
from on the other side, it's hard to stop a guy that fast, and I think that's something that he like
Right.
has compared to the others. Is I mean the 4.5 laser time speed, like
Exactly.
that's a big difference. The 0.1,
Exactly. Yeah, in high school, that's crazy because I wasn't too fast. I only ran like a 4.50 at my 40, and I was a grown adult at the time. So imagine that in high school, which is very, as we seen week to week, what he's doing. He's doing it week to week. He's just a playmaker. He's always been like that. I watched him since he was younger. I watch all these kids. I know them all. I've seen them all when they were babies, and they're doing what they're supposed to do right now.
yeah, no, he's an animal.
Hmm.
Uh, so obviously with running backs, that's like the big three. I'd say like is right now
Hmm.
Bam,
Hmm. Hmm.
Clark, and
Yep.
Kimball. When it
Right.
comes to quarterbacks in Section 6, where do you have a couple guys like that?
Ooh, I had hands down. I'm a big Dom fan from Timon.
Hmm.
Him and Bryce. Bryce from what is that? Clarence?
Yeah,
No, where's Bryce?
I'm not
Or am
sure.
I mixing up my team? I know it's a red team, but I have Bryce and Dom. They were number one. Sherrod Bernard before he transferred. He went to Massillon. He left Bennett, of course, but now he's at Lackawanna.
Mhm.
But he's just been injured. Once he comes back, he'll be good. It's not too many. Jordan. Jordan from Bennett. Super athletic. Super athletic. For those guys, it was huge for him to come back because I know he was thinking about going to South Park also.
Mhm.
And them losing Bernard, he stepped and put them right back on track to compete for a state. So those are a bunch of guys that I like. Bryce
Yeah.
Dom, even though he's out for the season, so which sucks because I love to see that kid throw the ball.
Yeah, so obviously, getting to the NFL it's ridiculously hard.
Hmm.
And when you got to the NFL, it kind of like I feel like in your eyes, it must have put a perspective on this question. What do you think is more important, genetics or mentality?
Uh, I believe. I mean, they both play a key role. Of course, even with college, they recruit. Of course, they're going to recruit people who have parents or athletic parents that were D1.
Mhm.
But the mentality is always so. It like what's the saying? Uh, Hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard.
Mhm.
Right? That is 100% correct. I mean, you could be an average guy who hasn't had a single person in your family go D1, but if you work and you have that mindset and mentality and want to get better, I'm pretty sure you can do it. I mean, there's a lot of guys who have been all pros and Hall of Famers from Division 3 schools. The Bills had one, London Fletcher. He was a great linebacker. His stats, if you look at him, all almost match Ray Lewis's identical. And he was a D3 guy. Yeah, so it's more a mentality for me because like me, I'm 5'9". I ran a 4.5. I wasn't that super athlete, but my mindset, my mentality, the guy across from me, he was not going to be better than me from game to game. So mentality plays a big role.
Yeah. I agree. I think the mentality aspect of it, because you could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset, it's not going to correlate to the game as well as it could.
Right.
What was the hardest obstacle for you to overcome in your football career?
Hardest obstacle. To be honest, it wasn't really a lot of things that were tough for me. I mean, like you just said, my mentality, I hate losing. Everyone knows that right now. Like, I literally hate losing. I didn't lose too many games at St. Joe's. So for me, I hate for someone to be recognized or to be noticed as better than me. So my goal, no matter what field I was on, no matter what basketball court, because I played basketball also, my goal was to be better than you, and that would lead to a win. So to be honest, I didn't really have a lot of obstacles. I trained for it. I wanted it. I went out and grabbed it. So that was it. Injury held me back, but that's okay.
Everything stacked up. So
right.
When in your high school career did like UB end up reaching out to you?
Ooh, late, very late. In the spring of my senior year.
Ooh,
So
really?
yeah, it was very late. I had Boston College. They came to visit me and all of that, but their coach got fired and he went to NC State, where they had a bunch of corners and they wanted me to play corner. They had a lot of corners at NC State, so that didn't work out. But because UB offered Naaman, they seen me also when they were recruiting him. So they just came right back and nothing changed my senior year. I played the same. I did what I was supposed to do, and they took a chance. So thankful for them for taking a chance.
Yeah. So what was UB like pre-game, post-game, like the brotherhood? I heard that obviously my coaches, I have 3 UB alum on the coaching staff. What was the brotherhood kind of like? Because they always talk about it, so I just wanted to hear from a different perspective.
We still have a group chat with 16 people from that team right now. We would have more if you could fit more, but we talk all the time. We send each other football clips. We have, of course, a bunch of guys that still play. Khalil Mack, of course, we still talk all the time. Brandon Oliver, he's with the Chargers. I have a linebacker, Jerry Housey from New York. He now owns a gym, the first black-owned gym in Hollywood, from the Bronx, New York. So it's a lot of guys that we still talk to. Big brotherhood. Alex Newts is the coach here. Your coaches, of course, they play with me also. Yes, we are all very tight. That's why we won that championship. I believe that MAC championship we won is because we were literally brothers every day, all day. The offense in practice would fight the defense. The defense would fight the offense. That's just brotherhood. That's what we do.
Yeah. How important do you think buying into what you guys believe in is? Because a lot of people could have all the talent in the world. These teams could have all the talent, but if the kids aren't bought in to winning the section, a lot of the times it won't happen. So how important do you think that actually is?
Oh yeah, you cannot be selfish. You cannot be a selfish player. The best teams win as a team. So you have to buy in first. Your coach. Your coach has to win over all the players. I was fortunate, like I said, at UB to have Turner Gill, and everyone loved him. We would run through a wall for him. So you have to believe in your team as first, because if you don't believe in yourself, then who will? I mean, no one else will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. You guys have to believe in each other. You have to believe in the statements that your coaches make. You have to believe in the vision. If your coach thinks that you can do it, and you think that you can do it, I'm pretty sure most of the times, all of those times that you don't, maybe shouldn't have won, you might pull through just based off beliefs and your effort. I mean, effort makes up for a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. And obviously, I've seen a little bit of rumblings on Twitter about people talking about the new kickoff rules.
Mm-hmm.
Think that the old kickoff rules, the current day kickoff rules, should stand, or do you think we should go to the new NFL kickoff rules in high school sports?
I am a fan of the old kickoff rules. Those are special teams is a big part of the game. For people who don't think special teams plays a part, it is huge. A lot of people have won Super Bowls, have won a lot of games. The Saints in one Super Bowl did the onside kick that solidified their victory to win the Super Bowl. I mean, a lot you have. If you look at it, you have Devin Hester, you have a bunch of guys like that who are in the Hall of Fame just off of kick returns. So if you take that part of the game away, now what? What about those guys who are really good returners, but
Yeah.
just might not be good on offense and defense? Like
Yeah.
who's now Turpin from the Cowboys, incredible returner, incredible returner. And so if you take that game, if you take that out the way, then I don't know. There are like too many rules being made. I mean, they're pushing more towards flag football right now, and I don't like it. So
Yeah, I don't. I feel like if there's more injuries, then they are going to try to push the flag football. I mean, I
right.
think it's a cool sport to be like a
Mm-hmm.
secondary sport. I don't want it to be the main sport because obviously football is like the best
Hands
sport.
down. Right, just like boxing. I mean, all the guys in boxing know what they sign up for. They know they're going to get hit. They know the repercussions. It's the same as football. If you're playing this, you know what can happen. So let it happen.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this. Obviously, you said you've been around, you know all these guys since they were like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Who are like favorite young prospects that are kind of underrated or under the radar, but have a lot of talent and can really like show out in the next coming years?
Ooh, I like that one. Ha ha. Oh, I know Canisius has a lot of them. Canisius has a lot there. Xavier Franklin at corner, the freshman, he is incredible, having a great year. Dallin Floyd, he's a safety at Canisius, a running back also. He is incredible. Uh, they have another one, Amari, at linebacker at Canisius. He is also great. And Owen Kaczynski from St. Joe's, sophomore. Love that kid. Seen him play with Blaze in 707 over the summer. Just made some incredible moves. He finally got his first touch of the season against Canisius, and not surprisingly, it was a touchdown.
So obviously in 716, like section 6, there's a lot of little loop programs. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you this: what's your favorite level of football? Little league, high school, college, or pro?
Uh, ooh, I really love football, so it really doesn't matter to me. But of course, if I could choose, it would be NFL. I'm a big fan of really good people. Like if you're really good at something, that means you put that work in. Some people are naturally blessed, but they still have to put the work in. But I love watching very talented people. Like I'm a Josh Allen fan, of course, Pat Mahomes. Those guys are just insane to watch how they just control the game. I love it. Love watching that.
Yeah. So do you play fantasy football?
Of course.
So how's your team doing? I just wanted to get in this real quick.
Incredible. I am 3-1 in one league and 3-1 in another league right now. I'm doing great.
Who are some of your players?
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Gibbs. I actually have Sam Darnold starting in one league. He
Okay.
killed me this week, but I still might pull it off.
Well,
Yeah, I got a bunch of guys.
Jamar Chase is balling out right now. They're in overtime over here.
The Ravens struggle with teams that have two really good wide receivers.
Yeah.
If you ever notice that, if you pay attention, they always struggle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is your favorite team the Buffalo Bills? Well,
Unfortunately, it is not. I am a Falcons fan. I don't know where that came from. Since I can remember, I have always been a Falcons fan since Jamal Anderson and the Dirty Bird. Long time ago.
how do you feel about Kirk throwing over 500 yards?
Incredible. Thank you. I was not a fan of Kirk coming to the Falcons for so much money, but I'm not complaining about the wins.
Did you like the Penix signing?
I do. I wish, well, I did wish before Kirk started balling, I wish they would have got Fields for a late round pick because they were still going to draft Penix anyway. So if Fields didn't work out, you could have worked on Penix and then go get another defensive guy like an edge rusher or something. But since Kirk is working out, I have no problem, and Penix can learn right from him. So,
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, what is Strap Season 716?
all right, strap season is my training business where I train a lot of kids. It's not really positional. It's more so footwork and body control. You can be whatever position. I just name positions a lot. I like to train a lot of positions as DB because that is literally the hardest position on the field. So if you can do everything I'm teaching you going backwards as a DB, you would be better off on the field. I have a bunch of running backs. I have safeties. I have tight ends. I have a lacrosse player who comes for footwork. I have a quarterback. Oh, Anthony Mantion. Get ready for him also. Grand Island quarterback.
Yeah.
He will be a big guy. I can't wait.
So when it comes to Section 6, there's a lot of competitive classes between E all the way up to AA. What do you think the most competitive is?
Oh, double A. You know me. I like the best of the best. Big dogs come out and play. Best man wins. You know, it's any given Saturday. So it's more so right now. It's a lot of the play field is level. I don't see too many teams that branch off that I think will just run through the playoffs. So right now it's going to come down to coaching. It's going to come down to coaching in the playoffs, and we're going to see if the teams who have the guys they think they have, if they're going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously that like early November is the most exciting part of the season. Just going through it, what are your predictions for the AA section championship game this year?
Oh, I'm going Bennett. I'm sticking with Bennett. It's just the talent. You can't not see the talent there. It's just so much talent on offense and defense. No matter if the line is a little bit young, they'll get it together. Mind you, that line comes back next year, so good luck for those teams next year. But right now, I'm sticking with my guys, and those were my coaches at St. Joe's when I played.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, the assistant coach Bob O'Connor. He was the head coach, and Steve McDuffie was the assistant coach. Now they just flip roles, so I'm always rooting for those guys. But the talent is there. Jack Exridge, of course, all of those guys are just insane. Like Ryan Lawrence. Ryan, I watched all of these kids since they were little. He has done the same thing since he was 5 years old. So nothing has changed, but he just grew up. He's 6'2", now 6'1", so.
I completely agree. I think Bennett's going to be able to get it done again. I mean, why bet against them when they haven't proven anything otherwise? I mean, they haven't got one in forever. I mean, I'm just going to keep betting on them until they don't win.
The only thing I'm afraid of is what was the team they played? CBA.
Oh yeah.
In the state championship, they have their entire line back, and that line was huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Bennett this year they're a young team. Next year they're going to be better. They're going to be a
CBA has won the last 3 or 4 state championships. So, yeah.
That's rough.
Right.
What about Class A? Who do you think? Who's going to win the section in Class A?
Well, I would need a list of the classes because there's so many teams. Who is A?
What is it? Clarence and I could.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, I know. Bryce. I'm going Clarence. The quarterback play. He is really, really good and very, very accurate. And it's very hard to stop a good quarterback in high school.
Yeah.
I know I had Nathan Roosevelt as my quarterback in high school. And clearly, he made it to the NFL and the CFL. So having a very good quarterback is just one problem that you would love to have.
Lastly, I want to ask about Class B because when it comes to Class B, there's so many different teams that are competitive. I mean, there's like the top of the top where it's Lackawanna, Pioneer, Maryvale, South Park. I might be missing someone. Oh, health science. And then there's the
Yep.
fringe teams right now where it's Iroquois, Depew,
Mm-hmm.
Springville, Olean. There's so many different teams that can go out and compete. It's
Right.
a very competitive class. So where do you rank those teams when it comes to going to the section? Who do you think the top two are going to be?
Top two right now, of course, is Lackawanna. I'm going to take Lackawanna. I would have said Health, but that loss kind of scared me
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. But their head coach, Ty, he was my coach in basketball at AAU growing up, so I know how he goes. He hates losing. They'll be much better. They'll be a tougher team in the playoffs. They have a couple transfers that are really good right now. They have a couple D linemen that are returning from injury that'll be back for the playoffs. So I'm still, even though they just lost, I'm gonna put Health there. I'm gonna put Health.
Yeah.
As again, the
And
talent, the talent.
they're a crazy team when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
running the ball. Their D line is pretty good. Their linebackers
Mm-hmm.
are
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal, and they have that receiver number two who
Yes, sir.
is an absolute dog. That guy
Mm-hmm.
is one of the more underrated receivers in Western New York, in my opinion. I
Right,
saw
right,
him
right.
and he's real good. He's real good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think him and a couple other guys. Like when it comes to underrated players, I have to throw out my teammates like Nick Skutnik. That dude,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he has like almost 400 receiving yards, 5
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns, like ridiculous numbers. Gavin
Right,
Dundon.
right, right.
Dundon actually had 7 interceptions and 9 touchdowns in the UB passing league.
Oh
He
wow.
had 4 or 5 games, and so he's another guy that he's playing through an injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
just he's just being a dog. I mean, those two guys hard to get down. They're realistically they're high level college players, but they just gotta
Mm-hmm.
get their film out there. I'm trying to
Right, right, right.
get their film out there.
Keep going.
Yep,
Keep going. Everything you do, everything that happens, post it. The eye in the sky never lies.
yep. Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. It's been great, and hopefully down the road, maybe after the section championship, we could get you on again and talk about what happened. We'll see if your predictions were correct, and we can just talk more Western New York football.
Okay, I'm down whenever you need me. Good luck the rest of your season. I hope you guys stay healthy.
Yep.
Because we all know injuries can kill you. Clearly, like,
Yep.
but stay healthy and I'll be looking for you guys in the playoffs.
Yep. Thanks so much for coming on, and I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
All right, everyone, like, comment, subscribe, and see you later.